tell us about the word hope, Michael, and how do you have hope for the future?
I have a great story about hope. We are the generation that let a lot of old people die in nursing homes alone. They brought children into the world. They built families, businesses. But because we were so scared of COVID, we wouldn't let families in to see them, and they died alone. But I heard a story on my travels of a young teenage girl who broke into a nursing home in the middle of the night and would sneak down to her grandmother's bedroom, and while the workers didn't know she was there, she would spoon her dying grandmother because she did not want her grandmother to die alone. I would like a country built on the courage of that woman. Now you have to ask yourself a question. Our country is in trouble because of a virus, but it wasn't COVID, it was fear. We got infected by fear. And the only cure for fear is not a vaccine, it's courage. It's the courage to actually stand up to what you know is wrong. And every time you look the other way while something wrong happens because you think, well, it's not my problem, you move further and further away from who you're meant to be. What you lose is you. So you've got to ask yourself, why am I here alive now? What is the reason? Am I here just because I want to protect a pile of dirt? Well, in this economy, that pile of dirt is going to become a pile of dirt. And if that happens, if you lose that pile of dirt, then what is the point of your existence? Did you just come here, the miracle that you are, just to pay off bricked up air? Or did you come to try save humanity from itself? Because so many people are infected by fear, we are going down the gurgler. Like this father here with his two kids. The future of those kids, the future, the quality of their liberty will depend on what their father does today. And if he just walks away and hopes that nothing happens, if I just look the other way, something will happen, the only freedom he has is the freedom to endure. But we have other freedoms, freedom of choice and freedom of speech. They are the parents of another freedom that you can't enshrine into a constitution, and that is the freedom to be you. You have never existed before in the history of humanity. You never have your government tell you that. They tell you to be ashamed because you're white. They'll tell you to be ashamed because you're Australian. Don't fly the Australian flag, fly the trans flag or something else. You know, disavow yourself from your forefathers who fought for that flag. You know, be nothing. But you're not nothing. You are miraculous. And you were born into a sea of miracles. And the future is yours. You can be the architect of the future. And imagine if you decided to do that, bit by bit. Imagine what you would leave to your kids and your grandkids. We have a country now where 25% of our kids are infertile, and no one will say it, but it looks like it's the jabs. What generation does that to the next generation? We did. Why do we do it? Because we're infected by fear. We have to address the problems that we did, and we have to look to a brighter future, because our souls are built for one purpose only: redemption. We can come back from everything and change the future. Thank you for that. So what I'd urge you, and look at that, even the clock agrees with me. Now, I don't understand how a generation that is so wealthy feels so powerless. But that's how we feel. And to know how powerless you are, even though you won't believe it, when you ever sit down in one of these cafes and talk about what's actually going on. Why are we out of fuel when we're sitting on an ocean of oil? Huh? Why? Why is everyone so frightened to talk that if you get here with a microphone, suddenly it's like, oh my God, someone's talking? Why do we stay quiet as they take away our jobs and give them to AI, and suddenly we're just supposed to placidly go along? Are we supposed to politely go into extinction? We are here. This is a human planet. You are human beings. You have a great thing to bring to the poetry of humanity, but you have to have the courage to accept the burden and the responsibility of freedom. The freedom so this young girl can be herself when she grows up and not a parrot for the government. This is the most important time in history, and yet everybody walks around as though, I don't know, the lobotomized Hindu cows. It's got to end. Not for you, not for me, not even for my kids, but for our grandkids. That's how important you are. If you closed your eyes and found a quiet space and listened, really listened, you'll hear the grandchildren, the children who have not been born yet, who have not even been conceived yet, Australians far in the future. And they're saying one thing: do not let us be born into slavery. And that's what you are, this generation. Everybody here now, you have a choice. You can be the enslavers of the next generations, or you can be the liberators. It's your choice. And you are the ones that will have to answer to the future generations based on the decisions you make now. And I know you're thinking, what can I do? I'm only one little person. It's called the Battle of the Little Waves. The 12 apostles in Victoria were 12 monoliths they called the 12 apostles. There's only 3 left. They weren't brought down by a tsunami. They weren't brought down by a missile from Iran. They weren't brought down by any ideology that we don't understand. They were brought down by lots of little waves banging away. You can change the world for the better, but you just have to do something. But if you just decide the only freedom you want is the freedom to endure, then my darlings, you are the most disgraceful generation in the history of humanity. That will be your legacy. Shame or hope. Your choice. Choose now.